Hello everybody, my name is Bubble Hat Boy and welcome to another Bubble Hat Boy video. In today's video I'm going to be talking all about the updates that have happened at the Alton Towers Resort for June 2024. So, let's get straight into it, shall we? So, for starters, let's address the elephant in the room, that being Hex, the Legend of the Towers. Where is it? Well, I don't know, because of course at the start of the season we were promised it would be back for this year. We were given that in the advert it said the return of Hex, the Legend of the Towers. We were shown inside the queue line for the Youth 2024 video by the park, but since then it's been awfully silent and there's been nothing going on. The only changes we can obviously see are from outside of the towers themselves, and there was like an entrance structure put up for them telling you which queue to go in, but that was for the start of the season and nothing's changed. So hopefully we will get some news soon when Hex will be reopening and we'll be able to go back into the vault sealed for 2 centuries and many seasons. Next, the planning applications for buildings near Gloomy Wood and Dark Forest have been approved. These reports state that these buildings will be mainly used for storage with the intention to use them as a visitor attraction during seasonal events. Now, seasonal events will most likely mean Halloween, which most likely means Scarefest. Of course, Scarefest has been a pretty boring and bland lineup for the last few years, and it seems like Scarefest is actually going to have some very interesting. Now, of course, the building that they have decided to plonk here is actually the same sort of building as the likes of survival games down at Thorpe Park, which is made of shipping containers either side of a massive tent in the middle, which of course fuels the speculation for a brand new scare maze and more. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Of course, the one by Dark Forest is where Darkest Depths used to be, so it could be Darkest Depths version 3 or a brand new scare maze, which would be very interesting to see. Of course, Darkest Depths has now been there since 2019, which is a very long time for a singular scare maze to live for. And the version in the Cursed Alton Manor's Gloomy Wood area is behind the toilet block, but before the monorail maintenance yard area where you can see lots of monorails, which of course could suggest that this ride, that the Cursed Alton Manor is going to be themed into this scare maze, which would be very interesting. Of course, there's lots of lore that you could go into with Emily Alton and all of that. However, of course, it's not actually too far away from Forbidden Valley, which also could mean a Nemesis sort of scare maze, which we're all really shocked that there wasn't a Nemesis scare maze last year at the Halloween event Scarefest. So, construction for these 2 scare mazes, which we do know that they will be scare mazes, because on the bottom of the planning application, it did actually say the word scare maze. The construction for these has begun. The Cursed Alton Manor one, of course, had groundwork and paths going in a few months ago, but now that the planning application has actually been approved, they have put some containers there, which is jolly good, and of course that is just the building, so it won't take too long to erect. As well, the other one by Darkest Depths, that hasn't actually started construction, but the actual Darkest Depths building, which was still around for a very long time, has now been knocked down. However, of course, as I've said, we don't know what the themes for these mazes will be, but once we do know, then I will be sure to keep you all informed. Now, on to the next thing. And now on to X Sector we go, home of 2 world-class roller coasters, Oblivion and the Smiler. Last year, there were 2 funfair rides as well in that area, known as Spin Jam, rest in peace, and Twistertron. Yeah, you don't need to rest in peace. You were terrible. But they have not been replaced by flat rides, but instead a food unit. Many food units. This food area is called Exposition and has many silver food units, all themed to Oblivion, because Oblivion is the best ride in X Sector. We have the Freefall Pizza, we have Shock Burgers, we have the Drop Bar, and as well a fish and chips facility, all in this little area, which of course is great. Apparently the food is actually quite nice. which is a first for Aramark. Actually, no. Aramark apparently have good food in Forbidden Valley as well, but it's interesting prices. The vegetarian pizza is £16.50. The most expensive pizza is £17, which is crazy for one pizza. A big American burger with skin on fries is £17.50, which is also ridiculous. However, fish and chips is £13.75, which compared to the other lot isn't actually that bad. However, of course, rollover hot dogs, £9.50. It's the same all around the park. And £9.50 for a rollover hot dog is ridiculous. However, that is Alton Towers in 2024. So those are all of the main updates for the Alton Towers Resort so far in 2024. Of course, the CBeebies Land 10-year celebration is also coming back this summer. So if you want to see that but miss the chance, you can see it now in the summer. And there is a sensory room in CBeebies Land. But apart from that, that is everything. Have you been to Alton Towers to check out these updates? I would love to know. Please do tell me in the comments below, and I will hopefully see you all later. Goodbye!